Life is fantastic. Having a drink, happy Friday. Because every day feels like a Friday. Can you tell I'm losing it? Do you remember that one thing that they used to do on Reddit every Friday? It's like, hey, well, fuck, what is it called again?
Friday then, then Saturday, Sunday one, then Friday then, then Friday, Sunday one, then life again, then life comes back to life again, life comes to life again, Let's go. Let's go.
It's Friday then. I'll go and link that. 8 weeks. 8 weeks since we've been in shelter in place, meaning 8 weeks of nothing being open. Nothing is open. No friends, no restaurants. The hikes have been closed for about a month, actually, close to 5 weeks now. I haven't gone hiking. The only thing closest to what I've been doing is going to the park with my dog, taking a 2.5 mile run every day, doing some jump roping every day, and having alcohol almost for the last 2 days. I've been drinking for the last 2 days because I'm going insane. I don't care. I don't watch what other people are doing for shelter in place or just staying in home in confinement, if you want to call it that. All right, self-isolation here. But I had one of my, I don't know if she's a subscriber or not, but she commented on one of my first videos of how I'm dealing with isolation. And she was like, thank you for posting this out there, understanding that everything is not flowers and poppy seeds and fruit smoothies, and that people like me, people like other people who are going insane, are experiencing this psychoticness of a fucking joke of a life we're living in right now. Yeah, I'm complaining. I am actually complaining for once. And I'm not gonna go out and protest like open the fucking stores, open up your country, open up your state. I'm just complaining that we can't do anything about this other than stay home. And that's the truth of the matter. That is the fact. There's nothing we can do. And that's the hardest part about any of this. You know, there's no exercising to get better. There's no take this specific drug. Just take this specific medication. And oh my God, I don't know if you guys heard Trump the other fucking day.
So, supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting, right? And then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? You can apply light and heat to cure. I'm not a doctor, but I'm like a person that has a good, you know what?
Disinfectant, all right? It's going to disinfect some bleach into your system because, hey, if disinfectant can clean your countertops, then why can't it clean your body, right? Trump is the smartest person I've ever met. To all those people who voted for him, this is what you get. This is what you get, okay? Reap what you sow. You voted for a moron, and when shit really does hit the fan, what do you expect is going to happen? What else did he recommend? He recommended shoving an ultraviolet light up your skin. If you could somehow inject ultraviolet light through your skin because, you know, Trump is the #1 doctor in the world, right? He's #1 in everything. He is the best person in everything, right? I don't even know how he talks. You guys know how he talks. How do you believe? How do people actually believe what Trump is saying? Like, what the fuck? How are you doing in self-isolation? Like, honestly, what are you guys doing to keep yourself sane? You know? I make videos. It's fun. It's a way of kind of talking and just expressing how I felt and how I feel. I was talking to Andrea like 20 minutes ago, and I was just kind of being sarcastic about everything, about life, about liberty and the pursuit of happiness, where we have currently none of that right now. We have liberty to some degree. Do we have life? Do we have life? You tell me. And so, I don't know. Can you tell I'm kind of going crazy? Although, no, there's no although. Just fuck it. It's fun. Can you help me? Help me. Can I dance for you? What can I do for you to entertain you? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? All I've been doing is working on my documentation all day. Been working on my video, and I hope you guys like my video, actually. I thought it was pretty good. It's me storytelling about how I almost killed myself. If you haven't seen that, you should go watch it, because I spent a lot of time on that. Mainly because I got to be vulnerable. I got to express the point where I almost just decided to say, fuck everything, I'm gonna jump off this cliff. Not a cliff, but my 7th apartment store building, because I was at a point in my life where life had no meaning anymore. You know what I mean? But now it's different. I'm happier, I'm better. But obviously not right now, because this is not life. We're not meant to be stuck in. Did you guys know there's a story about people in Japan? There's a specific word in Japan that they actually just came up with this specific word. And it's basically for people who just literally isolate themselves in their room. They live with their parents, like kids who basically just gave up on life, in a sense where like they don't want to go to work, they don't want to deal with people. They don't have friends. I don't even know if they have friends, but all they do is they stay in their rooms and they watch anime or they play video games all day. I'm gonna go look up that term for you, but I'm like, how can people live like that? You know, like I considered myself an introvert where I just didn't want to go out either, but at some point it's like, what is your point of living? Right? You wake up, you eat your breakfast, or your mom or dad gives you food, and then what? You turn on the you turn on the tube, that's what it's called, you turn on the tube, put on your anime on, you put on your DVD, your Blu-ray, or I don't know what they have, Crunchyroll, turn on your PS4, you play some Final Fantasy VII. Oh my god, this is where I wish I had a PS4 right now, and I could be playing Final Fantasy VII. And Mom, I know we've had this discussion, please don't buy me a PS4. If you get it for free, you could send it over, but I don't want you spending money on that, because that's a waste of money. So, but that would be fun. Like, that was probably what I would be doing right now, is playing Final Fantasy VII. So, but I'm probably going to play StarCraft right now. Me and my friend Armin. Armin, you're a good man. I love you. I miss you. We need to go and play basketball again back in Crescenta Valley. So I'm not making any sense. I'm just talking. I want to get my expressions, my emotions, and all that stuff. Anyways, I'm just going to cut it short. Fuck Trump. Please, November, vote for anyone but Trump. Get fucking Mitch McConnell out of the country too. Out of the country, I said that. Because he's a piece of shit. I hate Mitch McConnell. He's the one that's screwing all of us. I don't know if you know that, right? He's the kind of the one, he's what, Senate Majority Leader. He's the one that kind of allows the policies to get voted in or not, I think. Honestly, I don't know my government branches. But we have people like Andrew Cuomo. This is not sarcasm, actually. I love, like, all the stuff you've been seeing with Andrew Cuomo, just like he's fighting for our rights. And these New York rights, right? Where he came up with this one awesome piece where he's like, yeah, Mitch, you bitch. Moscow Mitch, what a good nickname, Moscow Mitch. Like, he basically begged him, like, you know what?
Senator McConnell, who's the head of the Senate, you know, we've been talking about funding for state and local governments. and it was not in the bill that the House is going to pass today. They said, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, the next bill. As soon as the Senate passed it, this current bill, Senator Mitch McConnell goes out and he says, maybe the states should declare bankruptcy, okay? This is one of the really dumb ideas of all time. I said to my colleagues in Washington, I would have insisted that state and local funding was in this current bill, because I don't believe they want to fund state and local governments. And not to fund state and local governments is incredibly short-sighted. They want to fund small business, fund the airlines, I understand that. But state and local government funds police and fire and teachers and schools. How do you not fund police and fire and teachers and schools in the midst of this crisis? Yes, airlines are important. Yes, small business is important. So are police and fire and healthcare workers, who are the frontline workers. And when you don't fund the state, then the state can't fund those services. Makes no sense to me. Also makes no sense that the entire nation is dependent on what the governors do to reopen. We've established that. It's up to this governor, it's up to this governor, it's up to this governor. But then you're not going to fund the state government? You think I'm going to do it alone? How do you think this is going to work? And then to suggest we're concerned about the economy. States should declare bankruptcy? That's how you're going to bring this national economy back? By states declaring bankruptcy? You want to see that market fall through the cellar? Let New York State declare bankruptcy. Let Michigan declare bankruptcy. Let Illinois declare bankruptcy. Let California declare bankruptcy. You will see a collapse of this national economy. So just dumb. Vicious is saying, when Senator McConnell said, this is a blue state bailout. What he's saying is, if you look at the states that have coronavirus problems, they tend to be Democratic states. New York, California, Michigan, Illinois, they are Democratic states. So if you fund states that are suffering from the coronavirus, they're Democratic states. Don't help New York State because it is a Democratic state. How ugly a thought. I mean, just think of what he's saying. People died. 15,000 people died in New York, but they were predominantly Democrats. So why should we help them? I mean, for crying out loud, if there was ever a time for you to put aside your pettiness and your partisanship and this political lens that you see the world through, Democrat and Republican, and we help Republicans, but we don't help Democrats. That's not who we are. It's just not who we are as a people. I mean, if there's ever a time for humanity and decency, now is the time. And if there was ever a time to stop your obsessive political bias and anger, which is what it's morphed into, just a political anger, now is the time. And you want to politically divide this nation now, with all that's going on? How irresponsible and how reckless. I'm the governor of all New Yorkers. Democrat, Republican, Independent, I don't even care what your political party is. I represent you. And we are all there to support each other. This is not the time or the place or the situation to start your divisive politics. It is just not. And that's why, look, our rule has been very simple from day one. There is no red and blue. There should have never been a red and blue when it comes to any important issue, but certainly not now. And that's not what this country is all about. It's not red and blue, it's red, white, and blue. Just go back to my self-proclaimed Grim Reaper, Senator McConnell, for another second. He represents the state of Kentucky, okay? When it comes to fairness, New York State puts much more money into the federal pot than it takes out, okay? At the end of the year, we put in to that federal pot $116 billion more than we take out, okay? His state, the state of Kentucky, takes out $148 billion more than they put in. Okay? So he's a federal legislator. He's distributing the federal pot of money. New York puts in more money to the federal pot than it takes out. His state takes out more than it puts in. Senator McConnell, who's getting bailed out here? It's your state that is living on the money that we generate. Your state is getting bailed out, not my state.
The federal government has to enact a law to allow states to declare bankruptcy. And can you imagine if states started doing that? Do you know how much our economy would just tank big time? And I don't know, you red state people, you Midwestern, or what do you call them, central states of America, you South people, okay? Do you know how much people like California, us blue states, subsidize your asses, all right? And you guys are calling us welfare queens or whatever. Who's the welfare queen, red states? You know how much money we donate to you fuckers? I said that, all right? So don't complain about blue states. Don't complain about democracy or Democrats, because we are the only ones trying to fight for what is right, to make sure that you have an equal opportunity to have a good life as well, and not just be slave labor to your employer, to the government, okay? It's the GOP, it's your Republicans who are the ones that are screwing you, okay? Stop watching Fox News. Stop watching, what the fuck's the other one called? OANN? One American News Network. I mean, come on, One American News Network. Just look at the channel. Don't look at it, but because it's a propaganda bullcrap machine. It literally looks like a propaganda channel. I mean, you got the American Eagle flag in the background. Like, come on. That's more, how much more one-sided can you be? All right, I'm going crazy. Bye.